Okay, so today we're going to talk a little bit about Google Translate and how does your teacher know that you did Google Translate, that you used Google Translate? What are the limitations of Google Translate that you should be aware of? Now, most of you, like your Japanese is up here and your English is down here. So if you have your thoughts and your ideas about what you want to say in Japanese, it's impossible to say them in English. I just don't have this ability in English to say these complex thoughts. So what a lot of people do is they say, well, I can't say this really complex thought in English. So let me just see what Google Translate tells me. And so this is where people get caught, right? And absolutely Google Translate is cheating, and it's cheating because it's not your words, right? You didn't write that. So let's take a look at what Google Translate would give me, right? If I put in, for example, it will rain tomorrow, it does a pretty good job. And if I click on this little arrow, I can find out, well, what that Japanese would say in English. And clicking back and forth, I can find out whether or not it's going to work. But what if I say, like, it will rain tomorrow, so I can't go because I don't want to get wet while riding my motorcycle, right? Such a long distance. Okay, what about this? Did it do a good job? Well, let's take a look. On the left, it says bike, but on the right, it doesn't say anything about bike, right? Google Translate just kind of assumes that whatever else is in the content, probably you don't need to say bike, you don't need to say motorcycle. Sometimes it translates bike to bicycle and jidensha. So it's very, very confused sometimes. But see, now that it's eliminated bike from there into the English, the next time you look at it, what's going to happen is, oh, look, now it says running such a long distance, right? So it's just not the right translation at all. My friend is a singer who cannot work because the virus prevents people from gathering in bars or restaurants. Yeah, well, that's pretty good. Good job, Google Translate. You did a very good job on this particular sentence. But what if we make it just a little bit longer, right? If I just add a little bit more to this, let's just add, so she has no money to buy the car. Let's see. Oh, look at that. My friend is a singer who can't work to prevent the virus. Now, my friend, the singer, she's working to prevent the virus? No. Wait, the virus is gathering in bars and restaurants? What? So that doesn't make any sense. The subject has changed completely, right? And so, yeah, that's no good. This is not at all what I was trying to say. So it's making these mistakes. Now, let's take this very curious thing. If it's hot, you should use a fan to cool your body. It does a pretty good job, right? It says, yeah, that's about right. If it's hot, you'll need a fan to cool yourself, right? Well, what if I change this little end? I say, instead of your body, I say the engine. Well, watch what this English becomes now. If the temperature is high, a fan should be used. So now we're using passive. Instead of you should use a fan, it says a fan should be used. So Google Translate is pretty smart. It knows when we're talking about engines, we usually say the temperature is high. And we should say, maybe in a passive way, a fan should be used, right? It has made a decision for you about what the register is. It's trying to be a little bit more formal here, like a technical manual. But see, the AI is not going to give you choices if the temperature is high or if it's hot, right? You as the reader, or sorry, you as the writer, you have to make that decision. Which one do you want to say? If you're walking down the street and you say, my temperature is very hot, well, you sound like a robot, right? So you need to make the right decisions, right? So let's take another example here kind of a mistake that is common, right? I can't go to the party because it's going to rain and my girlfriend is a witch. So if she gets wet, she will melt. Now, see, here we have a complex sentence with lots and lots of things in it. And Google Translate wants to put it all in one sentence. Well, let's take a look. If you put this Japanese into Google Translate, what would it turn out to be? It rains and she's a witch and she melts when it gets wet, so I can't go to the party. It doesn't talk about, it says on the left, kanojo wa, it just says she, but it doesn't understand girlfriend means, kanojo is girlfriend, it also means she. Well, it's very confused. There's a lot of words that mean the same thing. And here's the thing, this is a big problem, right? We do it one more cycle and now it's raining and it's a witch. So when it gets wet, it melts and I can't go to the party. Now that is the telltale sign of Google Translate. If I say, what is this it? What does this it mean? If you can't tell me what that it is or this it is, you cheated, right? If I see it, Google Translate, cheating, 0. So please be careful. Don't use Google Translate. And don't ever, ever, ever use Google Translate for something that's very long and complex. It cannot do it. It's not bad for short sentences. It does a pretty good job. But once it gets really long, Google Translate just can't do the job you think it's going to do. So that's my message for you. Thank you very much.